Welcome back. Joining us now, Mike Eppel with some business news and obviously big news for local businesses here in the city.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Nice to see you, by the way.
You too.
We're looking this morning at the latest announcement from the Trudeau government, which is expected to focus on rent relief for small businesses. This has been something that has been talked about by the lobby groups that cover the restaurant industry, the small business operators, in this case, the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. Rent's coming due May 1st, fast approaching, and the latest statistics indicate more than half of small businesses are saying, we don't have the money to pay the rent. So they've been pushing for some sort of a program. Now, that'll be actually under provincial or territorial jurisdictions. So the Trudeau government has to work with the provinces on this. But what we might hear is about a program that would pick up 75%. That number 75% seems to be the go-to number for any of these programs, whether it's the wage subsidy or, in this case, a rent relief initiative for small businesses. They don't want a deferral. They don't want a loan because they don't have the money to deal with either of those things. They basically just need direct cash.
And they've talked about that to this point as well. We heard from the Prime Minister a couple of weeks ago talking about that $40,000 loan, but many have said that that doesn't do it.
It's still a scenario where they got to pay it back at some time, and of course what the time frame is on that is a big question mark. But again, how fast can this program be put into place, basically? Because you know, the other ones, they still need parliamentary approval, and then it goes down the line of the technical requirements to get the cash into the hands of those who need it most. So we'll see if they can do this quickly and maybe actually have something that was post-dated to previous months.
As you mentioned,
what's announced today.
May rent coming due very quickly.
Yep. Indeed.
The LCBO, booze sales. Obviously, people are indulging a little more while inside.
Yeah, from the Department of No Surprise. People were stocking up prior to the pandemic shutdown. Of course, the LCBO is open for business, reduced hours, and you can order online. But, the talk from the provincial alcohol company is saying they saw, multi-pack orders, large-size wine bottles going out. People were just getting ready to stay home. The old adage, it's wine o'clock, now seems to be the case. And Mark, this, we'd also talked about how cannabis sales have been on the rise in the pandemic shutdown. Online gambling has been at record-breaking levels. So all of the vices seem to be in full effect.
Indeed. Well, when the kids are home and they're busy doing their homework and you're not doing any work, then perhaps that's the time.
Well, yes, but I wanted to talk about this new study out this morning that working from home might actually lead to more hours worked. The company that does the VPN that allows people to get onto their corporate networks, they've been actually tracking how long people have been logged on to their home network systems. And it's apparently 3 hours a day more than if you'd actually be going into the office. I find myself doing this just because, I can go and get more work done. I'm not as distracted, perhaps, by some of my coworkers.
And this is
although
probably,
I miss them greatly.
This is probably why a lot of people say there is no Fridays anymore. There is no Monday to Friday. You're doing work 7 days a week because it makes no difference.
The work-life balance is now kind of shifting again. So there's people are maybe more productive at the same time. Because you can't say, I'm going home and actually physically leaving the office and telling people not to bother you, perhaps, the emails just keep coming, regardless of the time of day. So, it's again, this new paradigm where, as we work through this, we're learning more about the dynamic. It was great. Everybody should be working from home. Yeah, but there might not necessarily be... that might not be everything that it's cracked up to be, and people might be actually clamoring just to get back to the office, not only because of boredom and missing people we like to see on a daily basis.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll give you a break right now. Thanks for joining us, Mike. Okay. We'll talk soon.
Have a good weekend.